Hey guys, welcome back to WatchBox and Watch This Tonight. I'm not Tim Masso. He's out for the day, but I'll be taking over duties. I'm CQ the Watch Guy, your favorite substitute teacher. I'm here for the first time. Round of applause. Justin Ricks making his WatchBox Studios debut. Say hello to the world, Justin.
Yeah. I'm Justin, and super happy to be here.
Yeah.
So,
We're super happy to have you. I wanted to bring Justin here because it's amazing. Justin, you found us through the YouTube show, and loved the show, big fan of this show, and just sent an email one day and said, "Hey, I love to work in watches." Tell me a little bit about how you got with us.
Yeah, so I found the videos. I got really into watches after previously working in the music industry for quite a while, and found the videos. Found Tim, and so he was a big source of inspiration and knowledge for me. And
isn't he for everybody?
Yeah, I became a big fan of the show, and just started following Thanos, everyone on Instagram, and of course watch your videos and stuff too.
I appreciate it.
And got in touch with the company and ended up coming on. So yeah.
I just thought it was pretty amazing because for me, watches has taken me, from a little island all over, the U.S. and the world, just doing what I love. So I just thought it'd be cool to bring somebody on just to show you that never be afraid to shoot your shot. And there's actually 2 or 3 people working for the company now who just saw us on YouTube and just love what we were doing and just sent us an email. And now, they're hanging around having some fun.
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah, it's crazy what just a little message or reaching out or something like that can turn into.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
All right. So we got a couple of cool things to talk about before we get started. Please, something crazy is going on. We are giving away an F-Serial Submariner for free. 100% free. Check the link below. Sign up. Get a Submariner. Last one we did a Tudor that was pretty cool, but when I saw the Submariner, I may or may not be entering a fake name or something in there. I don't know. If you see it going to the VI, it's probably from me.
Yeah.
But make sure you check out the links, guys, and sign up. You never know, you might win an F-Serial Submariner. That's not a it's not a watch to laugh at, to be honest.
No, not at all. With what's going on with Submariners.
Yeah. We're giving you a bar of gold. We're giving you gold right now.
Yeah.
And of course, I want to say hello to everybody in the chat. Hey, Joe, thanks for shouting me out. We are definitely going to get into the Batman rumor. I think we're going to finish the show off with that. First, there was a few cool releases from, the pre-SIHH, the Whispers, are coming out. So I want to talk a little bit about that before we jumped into the big stake tonight. IWC give us a couple, 4 new pilots. I really enjoy the new stuff. Let's pull up a picture here. Which one we're going to start with? All right. So this one's really, of course, out of the world. It's a Constance Force Tourbillon edition Le Petit Prince. There's a couple of reasons why I really like this watch beyond it being a Constance Force Tourbillon. First, it's using their new hard gold, which is supposed to be 5 to 10 times harder than normal gold, which I'm interested to see in person and play with a little bit, because gold watches is the one thing that if it's not fully brushed, I always have an issue with, because a super polished watch, you blow on it, you can get scratches. So it's going to be nice to see how that actually, compares to, let's say, Magic Gold from Hublot, but I think it definitely has more of a deep richness to it. Of course, the Le Petit blue dial, which we love. And if you look at the moon phase, it's actually the Prince is standing up there. And I think that's just awesome, to be honest.
Yeah, I think that's an amazing highlight for this piece. I like, everything. I like the dial layout and everything. And it looks, from the picture that I can see here, it definitely looks nicer in terms of gold, like being a harder gold material than the Hublot edition.
Yeah, the Magic Gold definitely has kind of what's the word? I guess paleness or dullness to it. It's just not
dullness,
as it's not as rich. Of course, you can really beat it down the road and it looks beautiful, but I was always looking for something that wanted to be a denser type of gold but actually give me that real rose gold look. So I'm excited to see this watch for that. Plus it's a Constance Force Tourbillon, let's not forget.
And it does, I'm just kind of noticing right now too, it does, it has brushed with a bit of the polish bezel on there too, which is nice.
Will be a lot of cool texture going on there. And let's make this one quick. Let's go to the next piece. This one's kind of unobtainable. know, only 10 pieces out there, so I don't want to spend too much time on it. But this is a really cool piece that came out with the Time Zoner Spitfire Edition, also limited to about 250 pieces. They came out with the Time Zoner last year as a chronograph, which I thought did very well. You could change the time zones just by adjusting the bezel there. But I like this version without the chronograph. Really cleans up the dial. There's still a lot going on, but I think just kind of a really a beautiful layout for it.
Yeah, no, I agree totally. I think it's a great watch. I like the previous version of this watch too, of the world timer.
Yeah.
Which didn't have the onion crown and all that, but I really like this version of it too.
Yeah, I think this will do very well. I'm excited for IWC. I feel like they're, in the past couple of years, have really been introducing some nice pieces and limited runs, not really flooding the market that a lot of brands try to do. And I think people are buying them. I think that the Jubilee series last year, anything we got, we sold pretty fast. And even pre-owned, you're not really seeing them because people are like holding on, keeping those pieces. Yeah. So I think IWC is definitely heading in the right direction. And I don't know. I definitely I kind of want this watch. It's pretty cool.
I like this watch a lot. Yeah, definitely. Yep.
Yeah, gives that military feel a little bit as well. And let's just skip on to the next one. Let's keep it moving. So this watch, I actually do think I'm going to try to put my name on a list for. And this is the Pilot's Spitfire Chrono in bronze, 41 millimeter case. I love bronze. I've been playing around with a lot of bronze watches in my head, thinking I might want to go that route. Of course, the Tudor Black Bay bronze, definitely was probably the front runner. But I'm seeing this, and I do love, the Spitfire Chrono, and I think this with the green dial, it just gives you the look. I think I might change the strap a little bit, but I'm loving it.
Yeah, I love it too. And I don't know, it was kind of toss up between my favorite, between this and the Time Zoner. But then you also pointed out that is a 41 millimeter case size too on the bronze.
Yeah, it's a little bit slimmer than the normal 43 that we see out there.
I have a smaller wrist, so I think that's a great size. I'd still have to see it in person, but yeah, love that watch too. I'm still holding out for like a 43 Big Pilot with an onion crown or something like that. I hope they do that at some point. But
that'd be cool. Yeah. Speaking of wrists, let's do a little quick wrist check. What's on your wrist today?
Yeah, so this is my
it's a pretty cool piece.
Universal Geneve pole router. So it's definitely
it's
a vintage piece. Yeah, and you and Jay did a show that was like right
man,
after
it feels like yesterday, but maybe a year ago on a little show called Dial In with CQ and Jay.
Yeah.
We did talk about the pole routers when we were talking about Gerald Genta Designs, and it's so crazy. They got a good look of it there.
Right, you get it.
Yeah. Trying to let the people see what's going on.
Yeah.
And this beautiful pipe hand dial. What year would you say this piece is?
It's got to be mid to late 50s. I don't know a ton about the watch, like the history of this specific one, but yeah, it's definitely a piece I love, just the story behind it and everything like that. And this one, the dial looks like they may have attempted to like clean it up or something. I would have still liked it if it had natural patina on it or whatever the case is, but
no, it's a classy piece.
But
can't go wrong with a pipe hand from that era.
I kind of bought it on a whim, just like no questions asked. It is, how it runs and everything. It's been great.
Yes. And today I'm just going with a little, come get me, AP diver, all ceramic. I don't know. I'm loving this watch. Beat it up all day, can't scratch it. And that little touch of orange, for the Syracuse, the orange, man, for the fans out there, I know we'll be back. Just let them know.
Yeah, that's a great watch, too.
All right, so next, I know the commenters are ready to get into the big stuff. But before we do that, UN actually had a couple, a really cool introduction that I really liked. Their new diver, which is pretty cool, coming in 42 millimeter. Really cleans up their diver line, I think. I love the look of the bezel. I was talking with John Callahan, who some of you may know, and his only knock, which I didn't really think about too much, was the latitude and longitude on the dial. And he said maybe it's a little too much, and he'd maybe like to see without it. I don't mind it, especially in this black version you're seeing here. I think it adds some character. I think it'd be really cool. I know this is asking like the world, but it'd be really cool if, maybe for extra whatever, you could get the latitude and longitude that you want on the dial.
Yeah.
I think that'd be worth all the money, you know, whether it be, you know, where you're from or where you, you know, got married, or like, I think that's just a cool thought you could do right there.
Yeah, that would be very cool. And that's a way you could also personalize the watch too without engraving a name on it or anything like that too, actually. Yeah, I like that a lot.
Exactly. So, you know, the one knock about this, it's starting around 5,800. It is a Salida-based movement, so there's a little bit of, you know, there's going to be a little bit of friction there because the value-wise is not really where, you know, everybody like it to see. But I still like that they tried it. And for a brand that's built itself up upon divers and have, you know, hit the divers market so well, it's good to see that they're still being fresh, you know, and we can go back and forth about movements and pricing all day, but at least they're moving forward. You know, to me, so many brands are so stagnant or even kind of like stepping back just to, let's go back to the automatic home runs and things. I really like to see a brand like UN who has such a broad portfolio not forget, you know, where the bread is buttered and keep moving that ship forward. It comes in a couple edition, but I really like the black on the leather as well. That's pretty sharp.
Yeah. No, that's a great watch. It's a tough spot, you know. There's a lot of divers out there and everything, but
a lot of divers,
especially
out there.
When you're in that price point, you know. Yeah, it's definitely everything you just said about the brand. Yeah, it's a great looking watch. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I think it's gonna do well. So you know, we ran through the quick topics. You know, now let's talk about what everybody wants to talk about today. So over the weekend, there were a few rumors out there, you know, of from, you know, very, you know, strong names in the business or in the Instagram and, you know, forum worlds out there, talking about the Batman GMT Master 2 BLNR being discontinued. This is a rumor that's been going around for a while now, and this just seems to be, you know, they're just dripping out a little bit more information. So it might be discontinued, may not. You know, I haven't heard officially myself, which I like to do before I confirm or deny anything. But what do you think? What would you like to see if they did discontinue the Batman? What would you like to see come into the reins? Yeah,
man, there's so many different things I would like to see Rolex do.
Yeah.
Kind of the obvious one, I think, is doing a Coke on a Jubilee. I think that would be cool. That's kind of what I was hoping for initially, just because, you know, I just like the Coke, and you know, an older reference of the Coke is like one of a Grail watch for me, basically, too. So that's just me personally. But so yeah, that's kind of the main one. I think that, you know, makes sense probably if they're gonna get away from the Batman.
Yeah,
but maybe some other colors or something like that.
It'd be interesting, right? Because I think the Batman kind of came out of nowhere. It'd be interesting to see if they do like another funky color. A Coke on the Jubilee is what's needed. I think the Coke has been, you know, aware since like 2007. We haven't had like a produced Coke by Rolex. I think that would do very well. They might just update the movement. To be honest with you, they might just update the movement and put in the movement instead of new Pepsi, and then, you know, okay, and then we'll have two different versions of the Batman, and we'll see, you know, a little pricing war happen there. Yeah. I really would like, you know, first of all, I like a two-tone root bear. I'm just going to keep putting that out in the universe. Two-tone root bear on the Jubilee. I'm going to keep saying it until somebody actually makes it. But you know what was interesting about this? You know, I started looking at the market when the rumors started going on, and Batmans are, you know, from 11 to 12.5, 12.950. Now today you go on Chrono 24 and there's like, you know, many, like over 60 pieces priced at 13, 13.5, 14. And I thought this was like a great opportunity to talk about, you know, I don't want to say cloud chasing, but sometimes I think a lot of people just chase the hype, you know, and now, so even though it's not been confirmed, there's so many people out there who are going to pay, you know, big money for a Batman. I just, you know, I think you should always buy what you really, really want. And if you'd always wanted the Batman, jump out there, buy it at whatever price that makes you feel happy. It doesn't matter because you get the watch you want. But I don't think it's a piece that you jump out there and buy to think you'd be able to flip it. Yeah. You know, I've heard people getting delivered Batmans, you know, as recent as last month. So it's not a piece to me to go out there and like run out and buy and think you flip. But you know, hey, if you want it, you want it. Could it be true? Maybe. Does it disappear? I would like to see a blueberry too, right? All blue.
Yeah. Blueberry would be very cool. And a client of mine that I've been speaking with recently, he just had an opportunity to grab one at like the end of last week, a new Batman. So I mean, up until then, they were out there, you know. So.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like this little rumor comes out. Is it, you know, is it gone? It might be, but you know, I think to the greater point here, a lot of people are forgetting about their local ADs. I think a lot of people look at bigger ADs like Goldberg's, you know, who we're sister companies with, who, you know, we get calls all day on watches that we don't have because, like, even though we're a large AD, like, you know, we're not getting 100 Batmans. Mm-hmm. And, you know, people forget that there's like a local Rolex AD somewhere in your state who needs some love, you know. And if you call them every once in a while and you buy, you know, some earrings for your wife there, or if you buy your lower end watches and just show them some love, when a watch like a Batman comes in, they will sell it to you. You know, they want to make money just like everybody else. And I think a lot of people get caught up and get a bad taste in their mouth because they're going to big dealers and they come to New York or LA and go to these big huge dealers for inventory, and it's like, you know, your guy in your backyard might have the piece that you're looking for. You'd be amazed how many even Pateks 5711s this year, you know, good clients of mine got from, you know, just their local, having a relationship with the local AD. You always treasure your local AD.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, I think that goes to the point, too, that you were making before, too, of buying what you love, not just, you know, because if that's a watch you love, then, you know, talk to your local AD or whatever the case is, you know, if you're looking for brand new or anything like that. But, you know, it's going to be tough out there to just pick up the phone and someone to say, yeah, we got, you know, a brand new Batman for you. Like, here you go. You know,
it's very it's weird because a lot of people, you know, do call. Of course, you want to do your research, but you know, I'll tell a quick story. I had a client this weekend. You know, somebody calls up and he's bought from us before. He's like, hey, I'm looking for, you know, a moon watch, and he's like, you know, I'm just pricing it out. I'm about to call 25. Literally said to me, I'm about to call 25 different dealers, and you know, so you don't need, like, you know, because I like to build rapport with my clients. I don't care about selling your watch. I care about earning you as the relationship is much more important. So, and he's just like, hey, I don't want a small talk. I'm about to call 25 guys. So it's like, why would I give you a good deal if you're going to call 25 other dealers just to price us all out?
Yeah.
You know, what's the whole point? What's the point of me even selling you this watch if the next time you buy a watch, I'm not even going to be a thought in your head? You know, and I think a lot of people, you got to realize you got to take care of your you know, you got to build relationships. That's the only way that you get these pieces that people think they can't get, is because they don't have relationships built. Not saying that you need to spend $1 million a year or anything like that. It's really, you just have to, you know, show a little bit of loyalty, and don't be afraid to get to know the people selling you watches or servicing your watches on the watchmaker side. It's all kind of a symbiotic relationship. So you can't expect to get all the hot pieces if you never want to buy something low end, or if you never even want to just walk in the door. You know, you can't just call your dealer down the road, go in, you know, say hi, look at some inventory. Even though you buy, at least show that you're a real person. Because again, the biggest fear of all, you know, Rolex ADs, Patek ADs, any big brand ADs, is that you're going to buy a watch and flip it. Take a Hulk, take a Batman. These are watches that easily you could pay full retail plus tax, make a couple $1,000, blink in the eye. You know, and nobody wants to take the chance of, you know, the watch being on Chrono 24 with the warranty card, and you know, I say, hey, but Justin, I just sold it to you last week. You told me you loved it. What happened? You know, nobody wants to go down that road. So you definitely have to, you know, build a relationship with your clients.
It makes the experience better for everyone, I think. You know, it's better for, you know, the person who's trying to get the watch. It's better for us, too. You know, in my opinion, it feels better to, you know, get someone a watch that you know they're really going to enjoy and that they're going to love. And, you know, it feels good to know that you took care of them on it, and, you know, that they're going to come to you whenever they have questions on something, or even just want to talk about watches, you know, or any ideas that they're thinking about or something like that, too. So.
Yeah, exactly. To me, it's all about relationship building, and you're helping people in their hobby and helping them collect. Let's go to the chat, see if there is anything cool going on here. A lot of love for you, Justin. You know, the people love you.
Appreciate it.
I saw a comment earlier, I can't see the name, talking about when we mentioned the Salida movements or UN. Nothing wrong with Salida movements at all, or Edo movements. It's just the pricing seems a little bit aggressive than what we'd like. For a time-only diver, there's so many out there. I love UN. I'm a big fan of UN. You know, I really love them. So I just like to see things priced a little bit more appropriate so it can actually sell, right? Nobody wants to see a watch comes out that immediately goes to gray market, immediately goes to a deep discount. And I think a lot of that can be protected by the brands by just, you know, tailoring things down, making sure the value proposition is right, and, you know, making sure it kind of hits a nail on the head. Yeah. Not to say it won't sell at that price, but it's like, you know.
Yeah, I think 58 was what you had mentioned earlier, or in regards to that watch. But anyway, it's at a tough spot, you know, and in my opinion, because of, you know, one watch in particular kind of that stands out to me, you know, a Diver 300 with a coaxial. It starts to get a little tougher there. But yeah, value proposition you brought up too. And to me, the value is, at least for me anyway, is so much more of an important factor than just like the total dollar amount. You know, it's what are you getting for the dollar that you're spending, and that's however you want to quantify it, whether it's, you know, a piece I've wanted it for 10 years and now I can get it type of thing, or if it's a specific movement or a design or a specific year or anything like that. So yeah,
man, absolutely right. Let's do some shout outs quick. Hello, Tim from Key West, how you doing? Got Ziggy in there. Tom Routledge saying retailers for chumps. You know, that's your opinion. I think as somebody who sells many watches at retail price, if the value's right, why not pay retail? You know, we're in this kind of world now where everything's super discounted and everybody wants a discount, but imagine if everybody played the Tiffany rule, right, and no discounts. You know, people don't think about it, but when you go to a Tiffany store, you're not getting a discount. Yeah. So if everybody played by the same rules, you know, then it would really force brands just to keep the value right, and then things should be, you know, going the way we want. But when, you know, everybody's coming in, hey, can I have 30% off, you know, from a brand new piece, that's when, you know, it kind of hurts your little guys, and you need all the mom and pop dealers to make the whole engine move.
Yeah, and that goes into the value too, you know, knowing that you have someone that you can pick up the phone and call directly, you know who the person is that you're talking to, and all that kind of stuff. But Tim talks about that quite a bit too, if you're looking at micro brands or anything like that, like, you know, being able to pick up the phone and call the person who actually knows, you know, or, you know, made the watch or whatever the case is. So.
You know, shout out Ottawa and HD from Canada. Love my Canadian clients, man. I have so much. Gotta get over there. We gotta do a show in Canada. Yeah. Find us a studio. Make it happen. It's up to you. You know, to get me and Justin out there.
Montreal,
you know,
maybe, or
we could do it. It's gonna be cold though. Now that I think about it, nothing we could do about that.
Yeah, that's inevitable.
So I've seen a lot of talks in there from O'Neill Miller and a bunch of others about, you know, some retailers, you know, and lists and games and all of that. You know, no doubt there are definitely retailers out there, you know, who play a little bit of a game with lists and kind of switch things around. You know, maybe those aren't the guys for you. You definitely want to find an honest retailer who's going to take care of you just as you would take care of them. And like I said, that doesn't necessarily mean you know, spend the most money with a retailer or a location. Is more about the relationship. I've had guys who bought, you know, in the past, like Tissot's and Movados and all this stuff for the family, and then when it was time for them to buy like a nice Patek or something like that, I took care of them because it showed me the loyalty of, even though it was a lot of small transactions, that they kept coming back, and they you know, appreciated what we were doing for them, so we appreciate them and so forth. There definitely are, you know, a lot of, you know, games you got to watch out there. Guys make you buy, you know, super big pieces, or first of all, don't buy anything you don't want. If you literally don't want to watch, it's not worth buying another watch to get into it. It just doesn't make logical sense, right? Because you're going to have the watch you really want, but then you're going to also have this dog, or there's something that you don't want that you're trying to flip. So it's not, you know, why put yourself through that headache? You know, if somebody's saying, you know, buy this to get that, if it's something that you want, that makes sense. If not, you just say, you know, tell them kick rocks, and usually they'll call you back because they do want to sell. You know, they want to keep you as a client. All right, let's see what's going on in the chat here. A lot of love for Habring as well. I've had my hands in too many of those pieces, but really love them. I'm kind of excited for just January to come just to see what else is coming out.
Yeah.
With Richard Mille leaving SIHH, I think that's making it's gonna make things interesting, and you're seeing a lot of brands just doing pop-up releases. What Patek did with the ladies 24 new one that they released, where 2 months ago they announced it and then they were shipping already. Pretty super fast.
Yeah. Which I think is good. I much prefer that than having a watch announced and then you never see one for a calendar year after that or something like that. So.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right. It's more snappy. In the past, you used to wait from Basel, and then Basel will happen or SIHH, and then that holiday season when you start seeing pieces. Now you're seeing like Breitland's really good at that, at just kind of injecting models, and that's what the people want. First of all, you get to see the temperature of your clients, and do people really want it, and you don't have to wait for this big build up of like, hey, all this press and all this stuff, you're trying to get orders in, but then it takes so long for pieces to actually sell that sometimes you forgot what came out in Basel. So many times you're just like, oh wow, I forgot this even existed, because it just got slipped into a press release amongst the whole the gamut of everything else that's coming out there.
And if you have trouble deciding on a watch or something like that too, I mean, it might be you might be able to get the watch you wanted, and then 2 months later a new thing's going to come out, and then you're like, why didn't I just wait to see what the next thing was, or whatever the case is.
It's true. Shout out to Z from Hong Kong. We love our Hong Kong fans. Make sure you check us out. I think we're in the financial district. I forget the exact address, but Zoe and Josh, we got a whole awesome crew down there, and it's an awesome shop as well. I saw M. Edmund here. What do you guys think of Call F. Boucher? Or Boucher, depending on how you want to pronounce it.
Yeah.
I'm a really big fan of Boucher. I think they're one of, if you're looking for something this holiday season that's different, but it's a great quality watch, it's unique, something that not everybody's gonna have, but again, it's great quality, go for a Boucher. There's so many great ones. I'm a big fan of the Petravis, the Evotex with the Tutuno with the TV or the cushion shape, and the peripheral rotor is such great value, and again, well priced. That's a brand that's well priced, and maybe the market isn't there with them yet, but like you really can't ask for better value.
Yeah, absolutely. And they have a lot of more eccentric case designs and stuff like that too, that are done really tastefully and really legibly too, as well.
No, it's very, very classy. If you sometimes it takes getting your hands on a piece you really enjoy them. I used to see a lot of Bouchers and press releases and stuff like that. I didn't really know what's going on, but when I think 2014 I started selling them, and met Ron Stahl, who's the North American president, I believe, of Boucher. A really amazing guy, and one of the reasons I love the brand so much, because you really believe the brand. His passion was just oozing out of him. And the pieces were awesome. And again, they're very, very well done. If you go under a loop and you look at the movements, you look at the case finishing, really well done designs. And people forget that Boucher itself is one of the oldest, jewelers in the world. Rolex first started in a Boucher store. So just, you could think if that kind of engine is supporting the watch side as well, that, things are going to go the right way. And shout out to JN, saying the right thing. Retails for suckers? No, disagree. Retails with those with good AD relationships. It's absolutely right. A lot of people try to dismiss it, but it's a people business, and people work with people who they know and people who they think they can trust, and won't try to flip something the next day. Because again, would you risk $1 million business to somebody who just called the phone just to make $10,000? It's a hard question. Like, would you, if somebody just said, hey, boom, I'll buy this Hulk from you, and you could sell to them at retail, but you don't know if this is a dealer, you don't know if this is somebody who's just going to flip it immediately, and then boom, you could lose your whole business. And for some dealers, all they have watches wise is Rolex. Like, that is the tent pole that's holding up their whole operation. Maybe they have some jewelers. So imagine getting a letter in the mail saying that you lose your whole authorized dealer relationship because you sold it to a guy off the phone who just randomly called in. It's just not. It's not worth it, to be honest.
And especially now with a lot of brands, I mean, it's already sort of going the way of their, trimming down local ADs and stuff like that, to begin with. So, yeah, it's a lot to risk for most brick and mortar places,
All right, so guys, we're going to have to get out of here, wrap up. Thank you so much for tuning in. Tim will be back next week. Again, we're giving away a F-Serial Submariner. You're you're joking if you don't go in the link and just fill out your information. If you don't want a Submariner, please feel free to fill it out on my behalf, and I will gladly accept a gift of a Submariner. Yeah. And in trade, I will give you a Rolex hat. Or it could be pen pals, or it could be something like that. But definitely hit the link. Keep tuning in. Classroom wrap up is gonna be coming up soon. Anything else you want to tell the world, Justin?
I just want to say thanks. Hopefully we'll get the opportunity to do it again.
I think so. I think you did a good job.
Man. Yeah, thanks,
nice.
man. Yeah.
You're probably the first one who brought a nice, classy piece on the show, the Pole Rider. Nobody else has something nice like that.
Yeah.
All right. So from Justin and CQ and all the guys here at WatchBox, have a good one.